Yes, it's me. So it's the week where we're going to start to create the face and join in all the components that we've been studying over the last weeks and make them come together. So we're going to start with this self-portrait. That's what you're doing this week. So, and it is going to go onto the canvas. You know, you can draw it onto the canvas in preparation for the paint. So I've got it on here larger so that you can see it. And in terms of the space of the face, from the top of the head up here, I draw all the figures without hair at the beginning so that you just have just the bone and the skin. So from here to the top of the eyebrows. Okay, so from the top of the head to the top of the eyebrows is 1/3 of the length of the face. Okay, and then from there, I'll go over this again. So then the next third is from the top of the eye, the eyebrow, to the bottom of the nose. That's the next third of the length of the face. And then from the bottom of the nose to the bottom of the chin, that's the last third. So I hope that makes sense. You've got 1/3 from here. Use this skeleton. 1/3 from the top of the head to the top of the eyebrow. 1/3 from the top of the eyebrow to the bottom of the nose. And then 1/3 from the bottom of the nose to the bottom of the chin. 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. So the face is more or less divided into thirds in most faces, in most heads, but as there are so many human beings, there'll always be people with slightly different proportions. But these are generalizations so that you can get a face to look like a face if you're an absolute beginner who have no idea what you're doing. And that's basically what this class is designed for. So, I'm going to draw in the eyes. Now remember from the eye class, take the length of the eye and then just transpose it over there, and wherever that length finishes is where you start the other eye. So it's one eye and space one eye, and that's where you start the other eye. Okay. We've got the eyebrows. I've always got a frown. Okay, so I've got the eyes roughed in there. Okay, so you all can see that. One eye, the space of one eye, and that's where you start the other eye. And then the lips down here. The space between the nose and the lips is different for everybody. You know, some people have got them very up near their nose, some people have got them further down. Just don't put them right down at the bottom of the chin. Okay, so just somewhere around the middle. And you'll remember from the lip class, the top lip always appears darker than the other lip. And then curve out the bottom lip, so it's getting that puffy look, and then a shadow underneath the lip here. Now the new bit this week, of course, is going to be looking at the ears. So, oops, pardonnez-moi. Simple rule of thumb for the ears. You can take a ruler or any straight edge, take a line that goes roughly from the top of the eyes, not the eyebrows, the eyes. So here's that imaginary line. And then take a line from the bottom of the nose. So between those two lines are going to go the ears, you know. So it just stops you putting an ear on top of the man's head like that, which obviously looks terrible, or down here, coming out of his chin, which also will look terrible. So you want to get the ears in roughly the right position, and roughly an easy way of remembering it is they'll go somewhere between the top of the eyes and the bottom of the nose. That's where the ears will be placed. And to draw the ears, don't worry too much about it, just do a kind of general shape. You know, I just do as you're seeing it from the front looking in, I just do a kind of S shape like that, and then a little bit for the earlobe, for the ear, whatever it's called, this bit. And then the earlobe, and just like that, you know, I just put it in very simply. The good thing about ears is that you don't have to spend so much time on them, because most people, unless you get them in the wrong position, that it looks really weird, most people don't look at ears very closely when they look at a painting. Eyes they'll look very closely at, nose they'll look closely at, lips they will, and those bits, but that, ears, not so much, thank God. So you can just put that kind of little shape like that, like I've done there, you can see it. There it is right there. Now you'll need something to look at your face, either your camera or, in my case, a big mirror. So, you know, after you get the basics down, then it's a job of getting into the face to make it look like you. And like I said, don't be alarmed at the beginning, you know, you can just do yourself bald and then put the hair in later. But I'm going to, you know, my face has got the light coming on that side, so I'm seeing the, you know, I'm seeing the shadows here. So I'm going to just, you know, the shadows are what make the drawing pop out, and the painting. So there's going to be a bit of shadowing under there. And you can smooth the edges of the shadow with the finger, like that. Now you've got these cheek lines coming here at the side of the nose. And then you've got cheekbones in here. These are the cheekbones. You see that? So I've been on this for about 7 minutes. So I'm just going to put a rough of his shoulders and everything, the body. I mean, you can get the neck, roughly necks kind of goes, if you took a line from the outside of the eye, I've made my head twist around a bit, but if you took a line from the outside of the eye, the neck's going to go somewhere in between that one. Does that make sense? I don't know. If you took a line from here, from the outside of the eye here, this edge, and you took a line from the other edge, and you drew it straight down somewhere from those two lines, that line going straight down there will be the neck. There it is. Somewhere from that line, straight down from the eye, looking straight down comes the neck. I know there's quite a lot of information to remember, but just do it stage by stage like a jigsaw. So obviously, you know, I'm not going to spend all day working on this. And you can just stick in here if you want at the end. There it comes. You're just roughing out this thing because you're going to be working on top of this with paint, and that's the idea, is to give you, this is the kind of foundation stone so that you can build up on top of it with your paint. Now you'll have got the art box from Blick, which contains I think 8 tubes of paint and lots of brushes, and these canvases that look like that. You'll have one smaller one and one larger one, and we're going to start to do this self-portrait on the smaller of the two. Keep the other one for the second project. So that's it for this week. I mean, this is going to be something, you know, obviously the more you put into it, the better it is. I've only put in about 10 minutes onto this, so you can spend an hour and look at your face, get right into it, you know. And you know, the only thing in doing a self-portrait is your own limits. You know, if you're a deep person, you'll create a deep self-portrait. If you're a shallow person, you'll create a shallow self-portrait. You know, it's what's inside you is what comes out. And that's the beauty about art. You know, you can't cheat or anything with it. It's just about who you are. Who you are is the thing that comes into your art. And if you're suffering, the suffering can go into your art, you know, and it can be helpful. And it's not going to cure you, but it's going to give you something to make use of that and help other people and see something about that. And if you're anxious, again, you can put the anxiety into the drawing, you know, oh, like that, you know, and it can be very cathartic. Cathartic means letting out something from inside you, and in that process giving some little bit of healing. So he's coming there now. I'm going to put a shadow under his chin because his chin is sticking out from the rest. Let's see it there, it's sticking out from the rest of the face. So you want it in shadow, so it's obviously darker there. Now with shadows, the bits that are nearer the face or nearer what's casting the shadow look darker, and then as it comes out away from it, it gets a little bit fainter. And if you're wanting to make a shadow faint, just use your finger and just blend it in like that. This guy with some shadow on this side. So you get the idea of how I'm bringing it out. You've got a head with 1/3 from the top of the head to the top of the eyes, 1/3 from the top of the eyes to the bottom of the nose, 1/3 from the bottom of the nose to the bottom of the chin. Then you've got one eye length, and then that length, put it out there, and that's where you start the other eye. So it's between the eyes is the space of one eye. You've got the nose with the 5 lines that I showed you in the nose drawing. Don't need to go into all that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down at the bottom here of the nostrils. Shadowing on there. You've got the lips with the top lip darker and the bottom lip puffing out with those lines. You've got the ears, which are in between these 2 lines. One line from the top of the eye and one line from the bottom of the nose, and somewhere in between there are the ears, and the ears you only need to just kind of make a simple shape like that, like a kind of S shape or like a kind of shrimp or a question mark. Okay, and just put that in there. It doesn't need to be too detailed, the ears, so don't stress about those at all. And once you get all that put together, now you can work on pencil on a piece of paper, and then, you know, if you're not wanting to go straight onto the canvas, then put it onto the canvas, draw it on there. Or you can go straight on the canvas. I mean, we've got a very mixed group between people who've never drawn before and people who've obviously are superb artists, you know, really almost professional. So, you know, if you're wanting to go straight onto the canvas, you can. It's up to you. Eventually, you're all going to have to go onto the canvas and use the paint. And we'll be going into that later. We start it very same as before, stage by stage by stage. So this week, that's it. A self-portrait using all the bits that we've previously gone over. Eyes, nose, mouth, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. The neck down here. Waffle on the hair at the end, it doesn't matter if you leave that off or not, because that really is going to be painted at the very end of the painting, because it's about the last thing that kind of sticks out from your head. So if you've got different hairstyles, don't stress about that just now, because the main thing is not your hairstyle. The main thing about your head is your face, you know, the eyes, nose and mouth. So leave the hairstyle until the end. Do not panic. So there we are, self-portrait, and do the best that you can. This has been 15 minutes of work here, so you have a week to get down to it. There he is. Hello. And then again, email or text me the results and send it in to me at my addresses, as you know, and this will be coming in for the 11th of October. The 11th of October, so please have it sent in by then, Monday the 11th of October, and that's it. So now we're going to do a little bit more this week, working on the self-portrait, trying to get it to look like you, doing the best you can from all the lessons I've given you, and then let me see what you've managed. Take your time, don't panic, do it bit by bit by bit. Get a nice big mirror, or just use your camera, take a photograph of your face, try your best, and send me the results. That's it for now. The self-portrait. Here is a job done in 15 minutes. You have a whole week, okay? So hopefully you can do even better than this quick sketch. Bye bye now, everyone. Bye bye.